Good morning, good afternoon, wherever in the world you are. What are you obsessed with? Some people are obsessed with a lot of things. They're obsessed with fame. Some are obsessed with success, from money, making money rather. Some are obsessed with work. Some people are obsessed with, men or women, sex. Some people are obsessed with, just creating things, arts and crafts. Some people are obsessed with change, justice. Whatever you're obsessed with, that's what you spend the majority of your time on. An insane amount of focus and dedication towards. No matter what it is, you're obsessed with it and it consumes your every thought. It consumes the majority of the time that you have, and you don't do anything but that. Like Kanye West, like on that song, he said, imagine yourself, lock yourself in the basement doing 5 beats a day for 3 summers. You know what I'm saying? Like an insane amount of focus, an insane amount of concentration. That's what we're talking about. Obsessed. What are you obsessed with? Now, some obsessions are good because they lead to prosperity. But in the midst of obsessing about it, spending so much time and energy on it, you tend to neglect other things. So while it's okay to have a good amount of focus and concentration towards one particular thing, sometimes things get neglected. Sometimes people that we love get neglected because we're so obsessed with things, so obsessed with making money, so obsessed with sex, so obsessed with fame, so obsessed with trying to do whatever it is that we're trying to do, not knowing that we can still do these same things and still not neglect certain people. What are you obsessed with? Are you obsessed with making it, whatever that is to you? Are you obsessed with success? Are you obsessed with fame? Are you obsessed with money? Are you obsessed with, these little boys around here, these little girls around here? What are you obsessed with? What is your everyday motive? What are you trying to do every day? What do you spend the majority of your time doing? Whatever you do, that is what you're obsessed with. And you have to be very careful that you don't let your obsession neglect other things and people that still require your attention. You got it? Obsession, while it's a novel idea, it's cool to put so much emphasis on one thing, one particular thing. But in the midst of that, you can't neglect your other things that you have going on, your other responsibilities. The people that love you, the people that support you, you can't neglect them. You still owe them your time. You still owe them your attention just as well. The key is when you're obsessed with something is trying to learn balance. Trying to balance it all. Trying to get yourself in a rhythm so that you can handle everything. Whatever you want to put so much focus on, and the people that you still have around you in your life that you need to give just as much focus. Especially like your kids. Check your obsession. How obsessed are you with it? What are you really obsessed with? What do you spend the majority of your time doing? Is it just sitting around thinking? Is it playing video games? Is it just watching TV, binge watching Netflix, Hulu, something like that? Is it making music? Is it watching movies? Is it just babysitting kids, being around kids? Is it creating something like little gift bags or little trinkets? What is it? Find your obsession. Own it, accept it. And while you're doing that, try and find the balance where you can still do the things that you want to do the most and still make time for everything else. Obsession can be a good thing and a bad thing, but you have to find a balance. You have to get yourself in a rhythm so that you can still do what you do and still not neglect anything else on the side. Not neglect the amount of work that you're supposed to put in at your job. Not neglect the kind of attention you're supposed to give your kids, your mate, your spouse, whatever. Find the balance. Check your obsession. Find out what it is. Own it. But find the balance. Get yourself in rhythm. You got it? As always, it's Motivation Monday. Do what the shirt says.